Thanks for joining us today. We are with Zaid Shakil, and we are going to be going over email marketing. So I'm going to kick it off over to him. If you guys have questions, you can just either send them to me or drop them in the chat. This will be anything, everything for brand email. So Zaid, over to you. I will let you run the show here.
Hey guys, what's up? This is Zed, and today we're going to talk about email marketing strategies that any e-commerce brand can apply and make money out of it. Who I am? I've been in digital marketing game for 7 years. I've been in email marketing industry for the past 4 years, started in September 2020, and we have worked with over 50 e-commerce brands. And well, the end goal is always about making money, but we have also established them as brand through the email. And I'm going to teach you today how you guys can do that as well. So here is actually what email marketing can help you achieve when you execute your strategies properly. You get money through your email campaigns, you get to establish your brand, and most importantly, because this is very important, because what we observe across many e-commerce brands is if the ads stop working, if it, like new traffic stops coming, the new customers doesn't come, the email marketing performance immediately drops down. But if you have established your real relationship with the brand, and it's not just about sending two emails, giving them discount or whatever, this is not going to be case with you. If even if your ad stop working or some shit happens with your ad accounts or something like that, if they are loyal to you, they will buy from you and they will keep your health brand sustainable. So, what exactly is the purpose of email marketing? The purpose of email marketing is very straightforward for us. Make your email list remember you. As a brand owner, your main purpose for your email marketing should always be establishing contact. Start sending emails. If you don't know what to do, start from there. Then you can establish your strategies and you can establish your content. That is number one mistake that most e-commerce brand owners make. They don't send the emails because they think they require some highly classified strategy that will start making them money. Mostly, when you guys have not sent any email to your customers or your email list that was subscribed to you in ages, all it takes is just like a one reminder that this new announcement is coming, an announcement that this new product is coming, and you can kick off from there. And then you can like start your funnels, build your strategies, establish your brand, and go from there. What is my goal with this presentation today? It's very straightforward to help you unlock the potential of your email list and create a sustainable ecosystem for your sales through emails. Now, what exactly do I mean with ecosystem? So, your email strategy revolves around three things. You take on it from three angles, and those three angles work in parallel. There needs to be a system and method to generate more leads. There needs to be a strategy to cover your predictable behaviors and automate your email strategy. And then there needs to be interaction in the form of your newsletter. Now, if you're sending two emails in your newsletter, four emails in your newsletter, that is the later discussion. But if you want to execute your email strategy to its fullest potential, these three angles need to be covered. And that is basically today our goal as well. Now, what exactly should be the tangent goals of your email marketing strategy? You're sending emails, you're setting up flows, you're setting up lead generation methods. So, what kind of results should you expect? Number one, retention rate should be increasing. Your existing customers, they should become returning customers. Bonus point, that also doesn't only depend on email marketing, it also depends on your product quality. If they bought something from you and their purchase experience wasn't great, email marketing isn't going to do much. You can write the world's most persuasive and powerful copy, and your existing customers are not just like going to return at all because the experience wasn't great. Now, the second goal is to convert your non-buyers into buyers. Now, just like if there is anything that is either true or false, if there is any email in your email list, it's going to be fulfilling any one of the two conditions. Either it's going to be a non-buyer or either it's going to be a buyer. It would have bought something or it wouldn't have bought something. It's that simple. So each and every email list usually have plenty of non-buyers along with their customers. Those non-buyers come from the failed emails that didn't convert it at the checkout. They come when they subscribe to your newsletter or your pop-up or anything like that, and they keep becoming part of your email list. So our goal should be to focus on them as well and convert them through strategies into proper buyers or first time buyers. Increase exit intent leads. Now that is another thing. On many sites, you see the pop-ups. What we advertise is to only set up or strategize the pop-up for those people who are about to exit your website without taking any action. Why don't we like to show the pop-up to every person that appears on your website? Because you guys are already running ads to bring on the traffic. We do not want to disturb that. And finally, email branding. When you start sending consistent emails to your email list, to start achieving the first part of email branding. Now, the types of brands we can help, and we have worked in the past with many of them, are like email marketing is basically something that either it's in B2C business, in B2B business, every brand needs them. Even my agency, my company needs an email marketing strategy and setup of my own to deal with my email list. So yeah, this is kind of like the whole list. So what exactly we're going to cover today? I'm going to teach you the role of segmentation in your email list, how you can grow your email list, and most importantly, what type of audiences make most of your email list, how to run email campaigns, how to basically, this is like written, how to map out your customers and subscribers. Basically, it means email flows and what happens when all of them fit together. So we're going to learn and understand very tangent, very basic, not very basic, very simple and straightforward actions. There's not going to be a lot of paperwork or anything. These are your go-to-do things. You do those things, you have achieved the intermediate level of email marketing strategy for your e-commerce brand. So let's get into the topic. And our first topic is audience manipulation and segmentation. Now, there are a lot of segmentations that you can apply. If you're using Klaviyo, if you're using MailChimp, if you're using basically any tool, it allows you to cut out the portion of your email list and put it into the focus. But we can divide them into basically the three types: the purchase behavior, engagement behavior, demographic, and predictive segmentation. Now, purchase behavior. When you go into that kind of segmentization, you can carve out different type of audiences. You can carve out your first time customers. You can make a segment that identifies all those people who bought for the first time. You can identify all those people who bought for more than first times. And my most favorite segment, shopaholic customers. I basically created this term myself internally, and those buyers or those people who bought from my emails after like every 2 weeks or every 3 weeks, we call them like this segment, and then we target them with higher level of discounts that are like not applicable to the other email list, and it kind of goes like this. So yeah, when you're dealing with or you want to segment your audience on the basis of purchase, these are kind of like segments that you guys can apply. The second one is engagement behavior. Now, what exactly is the goal of email list or the email you guys are sending? The goal of email essentially is to engage with a person and send them on your landing or product page. A purchase cannot happen within the email. In the email, you convince the person about your offer, about the benefits of your product, and then you send that person to your landing page. So, in order to understand these behaviors, if your emails are truly engaging or not, you can create these segments. You can segmentize them, how many of them are engaging on the basis of open rate, click rates, how many are they like interacting with your automations, how many are they interacting in terms of like campaigns, so on and so forth. And most importantly, whenever you want to apply retargeting of your email campaigns for your most important emails, by the way, these segments are always there to help. These AI, with the help of AI that Klaviyo has launched now, you can like also create your predictive segmentation, but mostly it's about gender, location, and prediction if you're going to place the order in the next 20 and 30 days. That kind of data always help you out. Maybe you've got a campaign idea that is only applicable to the males or females. You can identify and segment your audience on the basis of that. Now in Klaviyo, it's not always reliable. That is why they give three options: most likely female, most likely male, and not identifiable. So you work with what you've got and go from there. Now, why segmentation is important in email marketing? It's basically about send the right email to the right customer. When a person joins your email list, they're always going to be a different sales cycle. The non-buyers are going to be at a different sales cycle as compared to buyers. In buyers, even those buyers that have already bought from you, they're going to be different sales cycle. The first one would be who are already waiting, who have placed your order and waiting for the product to arrive. The other ones are going to those who have placed the order, got the product, and now they're trying to experience and they're using it. And the other part is going to be the ones that are convinced, are satisfied with your product, and they can be inclined to vote again. And so, and it goes so on and so forth. Now, the next part is email list growth methods. What exactly are the email list growth methods? Now, in this section, not only we're going to cover the email list growth methods, but we're also going to cover exactly how, what kind of audiences make up your email list. So through four methods, your email list starts growing. Number one is your existing customers. When someone places an order, they place an email, they give you a number, that number and email goes in database. And this is basically your most reliable audience. The second one is pop-up. To put up sign up pages, sign up forms, but the most important, the one that I like is always the pop-up, but the pop-up that is only shown to those people who are about to exit. And just in case that is not reliable, like through the tool you're using, you also apply it for those people who have spent like more than 2 minutes on the website, more than 4 minutes on the website, depending upon the funnel, and haven't taken any action. And the third one is newsletter. If you got like a lot of content around your product, you can always use it to educate. And the final one is basically the snowball effect. One person refers to, other two refers more, so on and so forth, and giveaways obviously. Let's talk about the audience that is existing customers. The most reliable and the highest ratio of purchasing through emails. They're already familiar with your product, and if the experience was great, any email marketing strategy is practically just a formality, like shooting fish in the barrel. So, that is very straightforward. For the existing customers, You need to do the effort. You need to educate them. You need to sell to them strategically. But all of that wouldn't matter if the shopping experience wasn't great. So your experience matters the most. Your experience, what you give to your customers, that matters the most. Because you can have the world-class email marketing strategy, but if your shopping experience was not great, nothing is gonna convince them. Maybe after 1 or 2 months when they kind of forgot, but it's very unlikely in its own way. Now, the most important thing that we need to address as well here is from every method that your traffic is coming into your database, you need to treat it right away. You need to set up email automations. When someone places an order, they need to receive emails according to that behavior. We will go into that later in detail, but yeah, right now from there, if someone is subscribing to your pop-up, they needs to receive emails accordingly. If they're like subscribing to your newsletter, they need to receiving emails accordingly. A very basic thing, but a very important thing. Yeah. So let's talk about the pop-up. So for a pop-up to work, you're most likely to it's most likely to work well if you got like a perfect offer. Now for retail and e-commerce brands, what usually work out is $1.05 off, $1.10 off, 10% off, 15% off. You can always A/B test it. One or few brands they also like to require SMS. So in that we give an incentive. If you just subscribe to the email, you get 10% off. But if you also add your number, you get 15% off. For high-end brands with like premium prices, where the average product price is like $800, $900, that kind of product prices, you can also test education material. You can also test like prices etc. You can also test a guide. For example, there's this brand that helps in health and in eczema industry. So those patients, their subscribers, they're always ready to act on the product. So there we can also give them a guide on eczema treatment or the product that they can use to resolve the issue. Now there are two things that comes on how to execute this pop-up. The one is always the standard. Someone adds their email, they open their email, and they receive their discount and they can apply it. But as an e-commerce brand, what works the most from your point of view, or the email marketer's point of view is if after subscribing, you show them the code right on the pop-up. So if someone placed an order on this, someone entered their email here, send my 5% discount code, they click on that button. They shouldn't have to click on the email to receive that code. The success step, that the final step on the pop-up, should show them the code. Now why this method is efficient? This method ensures that they receive the code immediately without having to open their email. This hurts sales attribution because if someone is not opening up their email, they're directly just closing the sale by taking the code from the pop-up. The numbers won't show up in email marketing channel or dashboard, and it's sure gonna hurt your email marketer or email marketing agency, specifically if you're on revenue share model. But at the end of the day, for the brand, this is like a must thing because you're not disturbing the funnel. They are on the page, they're part of the funnel, they saw the code, they immediately got the code, they can reply it right away without going to other tab or opening their email or any other thing. Now, newsletter and snowball reference and giveaway. These two methods won't always get you plenty of leads, but the leads that you do get from them, they're always going to be highly convertible and highly able to make you money. And again, for snowball referrals and giveaways, you need to find out what kind of offer take away your customer. And you can just like A/B test the offers and go right from there. Now let's come to the main first thing, email flows, aka email automations. Any behavior that a set of people are repeating again and again on your audience, on your website, is automatable. And if we are able to automate it, we are able to trigger that behavior, identify that behavior, trigger that behavior, create a set of emails according to that behavior, optimize it, test it, and make money out of it. So anytime that person repeats that behavior, they're going to get into that sequence right away, and they're going to make money. Now there is a myth that I really want to break. You're going to see these myth breakers, maybe two or three more myth breakers, but right now, what we see, and if I am very honest, up till like 1.5 years from now, before or up till like 1 year ago, I also used to do the same. We used to advertise that we would set up 8 to 10 flows for you, 8 to 10 email automations, 7 to 10 email automations, and we promised that we will cover every single predictable behavior that was there to cover. This was a wrong strategy. You do not need too many flows, because the number one thing and the number one issue you're going to get into when you create too many flows is what? There's going to be a lot of overlapping. You won't be able to stop one person from going into one flow to the another, and it's just going to create a lot of issues for you. And it's going to be very hard to track for you which flow is contributing in reality to your performance. In reality, you only need 4 flows. The 4 types of flows basically. So the first flow, whatever lead generation method, pop-up, form you have set up on your website, you need to have a flow that will acknowledge that. The second most and the most important, basically, the behavior that your audience is going to repeat is hopefully purchasing. I'm hoping for you and your own sake that they're going to buy a lot from you. So if they're buying again and again from you, that means they're completing their checkout process again and again. You need to automate that. You need to automate their first 20 days experience. The third flow, buy or buy non-buyers. Like I told you guys before, whenever a person joins your email list, either it's a buyer or either it's a non-buyers, and there are going to be a lot of non-buyers from you, because there is only one method through which customers are coming, and that is checkout, when they complete the checkout process. But there are 3 methods from which non-buyers can come. They can come after they subscribe to your pop-up, but they never bought, they never took on the coupon. They may be subscribed to your newsletter or some other thing. Or maybe they were about to check out, complete the checkout process, and they abandoned it, but they never did. And abandoned checkout flow for some reason wasn't enough for them to convert. So all of those emails are sitting in your email list. And it is also possible that you guys are paying for them. So what we do is we set up this flow, and this basically kind of gives away the name from there, the strategy. If they engage with this flow or buy, and if they don't buy, they get cleaned out. And the final one is obviously the abandoned checkout flow. We're going to look each and every one in detail, and we're going to check out the strategy. Yeah. So it's very straightforward. There doesn't need to be much of a funnel or anything. It only needs to have one email. At best, you can have two, but the one email is enough. The moment they subscribe to you, ideally they should be shown the pop-up right away. But if some reason they are not, what you should do is you should send them an email saying them thank you to joining the email list, and just showcase the pop-up. And for design of the email and for the copy of the email, I would keep it short. If I was you, you guys can always A/B test it for your brand. Now, post-purchase customer thank you flow. Now, here comes a little bit of a technical part. When someone join your email list, they should always go in any four of the flows, because these four flows are the ones that are like covering the basics of the ways, or they're covering the doors through which your email can come into your email list. In those, when you have set up those flows, they shouldn't receive any other email campaign. They should go into the flow, they should complete their journey, and from thereafter, you can start sending them campaign. So the most important thing to keep in mind is when they join your database, they should go into any of the four flows, and when they are into those four flows, the only emails that they should receive are from those email automations, nothing else. The emails shouldn't be overlapped, they cannot be lapped, they cannot be overlapped, and their journey shouldn't be disturbed by the campaigns or any other email strategy that you guys are executing. So the first email is the one that will get highest open rate. That is true, by the way, because when someone places an order, most likely you are sending the first email as an order confirmation. So we use this email to give you a formal welcome, a formal notification, and then we do another thing. We give them a little bit of an incentive and we ask them to save our email address. You can either go with an incentive or you can go with the fare. For fare, you can just say you might miss out the email on shipping confirmation, or with the incentive, you can give something like a discount or anything like that. But the point is, if at that stage they save your email, it will help you in the long run. Now, obviously, this is the strategy that has not gotten any tangent results, because you cannot measure if someone has saved your email or not. But if we are talking about 1,000 customers a month that are coming into the flow and receiving this email, the impact indirectly is always huge. Now, it really depends on you and your brand, what you want to do with them for the next 20 days. I would suggest that you focus mostly on educating them around the product, how to use it, engaging them through survey, UGC content after they have like received your product. But it really depends on the product. We had a brand where we gave like education on how to use the product. We had a brand where we immediately asked for the UGC, and we've had the brand where we sold them right away. So it really depends upon the funnel etc as well. OTO, one-time upsell. Perfect for those brands who do not offer any kind of upsell at checkout process or on the website when they're placing an order. By the way, if they are like placing an order, if they are like upsells at the time of checkout, we would run this offer at the end of the funnel. But if you guys do not have any upsell offers, then I will like send this email 1 minute after the first email. Then there doesn't needs to be gap. So what it needs to have, you can create a one-time offer, a huge discount. You can create. Give me a minute. Justin, I am audible by the way, right?
Yes.
All right, perfect. So you can give a discount as well. By the way, we're going to discuss this at the in the other part of the presentation, but you need to define your discount ladder. What is the highest discount you're willing to give, and what kind of discounts can be an exception in them as well. So the moment they bought something, because we're assuming they do not have any upsell at the checkout, the moment they bought something, they can like receive this email And I like to keep the format and the wording of this email along something Russell Brunson funnel, because from his book I got the idea. He was teaching about the funnel on the website, and I got inspired from it and applied it to the emails as well. So buy or buy by flow, non-bias. Now this flow needs to be an extensive flow. You should do heavily advertisement, heavily sending emails. Over the course of 40 days, they should receive around 16 to 17 emails. Now, while we may be going to send emails extensively, not all emails are going to be selling to them. It's all about giving the value, and it's all about around their interests. Now, there are always two kinds of brands. There is the sort of brand that either is like a one product store, or it's a store that has 4 to 5 products, but the main winner product is only one. So that kind of makes your job easy. Because if a person or a lead is coming in this flow, all of your email ideas need to revolve around this single product. Even if you're doing something, you're not talking about the email, you're talking about the product within the email, the main angle or your main direction is always going to be okay. At the end of this funnel or at some stage, I'm only going to educate them or sell them this specific product. But what to do if you guys have got like multiple products that are at equal level? Now you can do two type of A/B testing here. The first type of A/B testing is you can pick out your two to three top performing products, and what you guys can do is basically sell them one by one. Or what you can do is divide the funnel in different days, and each day you can sell out a different product. Now there needs to be a standard piece of exclusion. No person in this flow should receive any email from campaigns. Now it's a little bit of technical part. You need to create the property that this person is in the flow, and then there needs to be some segmentation. And if you guys have any technical help, you can just reach me out. I will send out the definition. Number two, after the 40 days are over, and we're assuming that the 40 days are over for a set of non-biased email lists. Now we need to have two type of segments, because we need to identify at the end of the day the audiences that engage with the flow and the audiences that didn't engage with the flow. At the end of the non-biased funnel, three type of audiences will come out. The first one would be the ones that converted through the funnel. They will automatically become the part of your customer's journey. The second type of people would be those that engage with some or one or all of the emails, but they never bought anything from there. You need to segmentize this set of audience, and you need to keep it at the side. And the final list is going to be of those people that receive all 12, 15, or whatever the number of emails you had set up, and they never engaged with any of them. They never didn't even open any single email. Now that segment, it could be high in the numbers, it could be low in the numbers. What you cannot do is you cannot use it in your campaigns, and you cannot use it in your email strategy. You need to simply exclude it out, because if those people keep bec- uh, became the part of your email strategy, not only they're going to affect your numbers, but they're also going to affect your reputation in front of ESP, and it's going to increase your spam rates way more than any other thing that can harm you. So it's very harmful. The final and the third flow is abandoned checkout flow. Now I'm going to give you an overview on how to convert your abandoned checkouts into checkout and only customers. But that being said, no strategy is one for all. if I give you something, it might work for one or two brands, it might not work for others. So I'm going to give you a framework as well, that these type of A/B testings you guys need to apply. And when you guys get the answer, that will help you optimize your email marketing strategy for the abandoned checkout flow. So these are the items you should A/B test. What should be the delivery time for your first ever email that is going out to those people? It could be 30 minutes, it could be 1 hour, it could be 2 hours. Your content button placement, uh, the amount of CTA buttons that you need to have within the email, level of personalization. By the way, when I say here level of personalization, what I mean here is basically uh, the product that they have abandoned, do you want to show them out? That is obviously the natural course of way. But sometimes when you even don't do that, with different audiences, it can work. And the most important A/B testing that I kind of put it at the last, it's basically the format of email, because there are like three styles that you can acquire, and the second one is kind of like the new one, right? It can always work as well. Text based, either your whole email is going to be a GIF, and either your email is going to be standard text plus designs etc that you can design on Figma. You can do this testing side by side, like one by one, or depending on your traffic. Now, how to execute the flow. So the first and most important thing when you need to do is research. Use tools like Google Analytics to track your behavior, track user behavior during the checkout process. Because you need to get an idea as a brand owner what is making your what is making your traffic bounce out. Just like I told you guys at the time of one-time offer, you need to make a discount later. The highest amount of percentage you can allow to be discounted, either you straight away give away the first discount, or the lowest amount of discount and go from higher to higher until the last. Or what you can do is simply or straightforward, that you can just give straight away the highest amount of discount and go from there. Now let's talk about the actual email marketing strategy. You have identified the most probable causes that will help you like research or identify why people are abandoning your product. Maybe it's price, maybe it's the funnel, or it's like any other thing. And you have already got your discount rate and you have finalized what kind of offer you're going to give. How many emails should you send? What we normally recommend is 5 emails. Double day for the first 2 days, and on the last final day, the last hope, and the last follow up. Now, the most amount and the highest amount of convertibles that are going to come for a standard e-commerce brand with an average product value of like $30 to $40, that is going to be on the first day, on the first or second email. Second email, most likely. The number kind of like reduced a little bit on the second day, and at the last day, it's like really low usually. That is the standard exclusion that you should apply. If they place an order, they should be excluded out while they're in this flow. They shouldn't be receiving emails from your campaigns. And of course, there shouldn't be any other flow if you set up the right. Because what you don't want to do is, you do not want that someone starts the checkout, they qualified for the abandoned checkout, and they completed the order as a standard, and they never got excluded from the abandoned checkout flow. Now, what is supposed to happen at the day one? Day one, you're going to send 2 emails. The first email needs to be just a reminder of what they have left in the cart. We usually do not give any kind of discount in that email. And second email, whatever the discount format you have decided from your discount letter, I would prefer, and I will recommend to just choose straight away the highest discount you guys give, and do not increase it email by email, because it just kind of makes the habit in the long run when you're sending a detailed offers and running the content letter strategy, that you guys are like, if they give this discount, they can like little like give highest discount. So I would just suggest give one discount and stick with it. You should have testimonials and a way or method to show them that they can trust. In one brand many years ago, what they used to do, we used to have a template, and in that template, we used to say, if you're receiving this email and you have placed your order, do not worry. Something like that. I do not remember the exact wording. Your order is on its way. Now, we used to send that email not only to buyers, but to non buyers separately. And that the role that that template used to the goal that that template used to achieve, that set of lines, it used to enable trust within the known buyers that okay, people are buying from them, and we usually used to get six-figure sales in them. So day two, you can like little bit try to execute or add one or two education email, or you can like combine. You can combine value plus discount within the email. It can be long, unlike the other emails of the day one, because you are just testing and trying out your audience, how well they're trying to act and how well they're like getting familiar with your brand as well. And then comes the final day, and keep it short and keep it simple. A three-liner text-based email should be enough. And if it's like you can A/B test its subject line, you can A/B test its content as well. Now let's talk about campaigns content strategy. The first thing we need to ask is, what is campaigns? When a single email message is manually broadcasted at a specific time to a specific audience, that instant email message is known as campaign. We can send a series of big campaigns to execute one big goal as well. A best example of that would be 4th of July that happened 14 days ago. It's a So we started sending its email by the 1st July and we ended it at the 5th July. And in that duration, we sent like 5 to 6 email campaigns, all focused on one single topic. So all of them were campaigns, but they were all looking to achieve one big goal. Now, what exactly is supposed to be the goal of your campaigns? Now, the first one and the second one, they're okay. We have already discussed them. But what you should always remember is the ratio of the amount of time you're going to sell to your email list versus the amount of time you're going to give value to your email list. It needs to be 20 to 80%. For every two emails, for every eight emails that you're educating or giving away value or engaging them, there needs to be two offers that can compensate for that. Make your email list remember you. Not every email is going to sell to your email list, but the goal here is to ensure through our crafty campaigns, the customers and other subscribers stay in touch with us. And by the way, when you do send the educational emails, they do convert. They won't convert as well as a promo email will convert, but they will definitely convert. Now, there are 2 to 3 myth breakers that we need to address before we dive into the strategic part of that angle. Sending emails every day or too often will cause your email list to unsubscribe you. Now, that is true, that can happen, but it will only happen if you're sending them the content that they are not interested in, or you're sending irrelevant content that is like just not in their interest zone, or just sending keep going one promotion second promotion. It's all about what the brand is going to do next about the product versus product versus product. Giving away to your customers matter. If you're sending educational content, giving away value, presenting them with the right offer at right time, and most importantly, the journeys are not overlapping, there's no way that the people are going to unsubscribe. one email per day for the most email list that are like not marketers or advertisers, it's not a big thing. The myth number two is you don't do retargeting. When you're sending a very big email and that performed, retargeting that email is always going to help your numbers. Now, I have mapped out an example here, but I'm going to give you an example. So, suppose you have got like 60,000 people in your email list. Now, out of those 60,000 people, 30,000 are the customers and the 10,000 are the engaged buyers. 20,000 we are assuming they are non-active non-buyers. So in reality, the campaign that was sent to 60,000 people, its target audience was 40,000 people. Out of those 40,000 people, let's say 5,000 people opened that email. That's like 20% if I'm not wrong. And the email generated good money. Now that is very well and very true. But what you're missing out on is what would have happened if 1 or 2,000 more people would have opened the email after those remaining 35,000 people. You've got the email copy that is already performing, that already made you money. You already tested on those 5,000 people. You've got a very aesthetic or very persuasive email design as well. You send the email, it made you money with 20% open rate. What you can do is you can separate out that other 80%, active other 80%. You can send them the same copy, same email design, same offer. All you need to do is you need to change the subject line. If your subject line was at the 90 degrees, now it needs to be at the 270 degrees because 360 degrees is a circle. So what it means is what wording, the type of wording you used in your first time attempt, do not use it in the retargeting. Use a totally different email. And when you do retarget, you will understand and realize how many people you're able to convert with a different subject line, and you're going to attract them and increase the sales with just one simple retargeting. It's a 5 minute work. You need to just create out the segment and retarget. That's it. Yeah, I already spoke that. Now, the final myth number three that most brand owners misuse many often with the email marketers, and I have experienced that as well. The purchase is not going to happen within your email. There is no checkout, there is no CRM, and there is no format where someone is going to open your email. Within their email, they're going to enter their card details, and the sale is going to happen. What most people expect is that all of the information that is written in a product page, or even if you're using a blog, all of that information should be displayed on the email right away. That is not the right approach. The goal of the email is not to provide a long list of content, product description, and so on and so forth. The goal of the email is to get the click from the customer, from the reader, in the right ethical way, to convince them, to show them the benefits, to convince them, okay, that they are interested in this product. Reading this or reading any article would be in the best interest of them. So get them, click on the email, and then the sales process needs to start. And then they're going to add to cart, check out, and go from there. By the way, there's this really cool feature that helps you generate a link directly to the add to cart or checkout. Try that in the email for a single product email. When they click or when they're interested on the product, it will take them directly to the checkout. If it works for you, it will work. For some, it doesn't. Now, here is an email campaign content strategy. If you want to generate results, that is make money while establishing and keeping a relationship alive with your email list, that they don't just assume okay, this email is just going to be another discount. Apply this formula. Send three types of emails: educational, engaging, and promotional. The educational ones could be relevant to the blogs on your website about the product benefits, about the features, anything that helps them in their own way. The engaging content needs to be in terms of engage them in some sort of activities. Your giveaways, feedback forms, all of that come in that order. And finally, promotion emails. So here is the formula. You should run one big offer every month that should last for 3 to 4 days. For example, this July, your big offer could have been for 4th of July, Independent Day, or in June it was for Father's Day, and in May it was like Mother's Day. So I do encourage you to send education and engagement emails. The majority of your sales are still going to come those big offers. And if you increase your number of offers frequency and it reaches your email list limit, the offers will start to fail. But if you don't, they're going to convert you big. They're going to convert one big offer per every month is going to give you more money than five big offers every month would combine give. Because the first offer would make money, second offer it's going to make them all right. Yeah, this is just another email. And by the fourth or fifth email, it's going to be extremely censored out. Now, of course, if you're sending five offers to five different audiences, it's a different story. And then at the start of the month, you could do one big offer as the whatever that big event could be. And at the middle of the day, you can also do the small offer as a flash series. On average, you should send 4 to 5 emails per week. We usually sometimes in some accounts we send 6 emails per week, in some we send 4 emails per week. It really depends on the audience and what kind of outcome they are coming and what is their tolerance level, of course. Now, when you're sending email campaigns at that scale, there are some tips in order to schedule email campaigns. The most important one of them would be, even if you've got a same email that you need to send to your buyers, basically to your whole email list, then I would suggest that divide your email list into your buyers and non-buyers at least. I would suggest to divide it into active buyers, unactive buyers, and only active non-buyers, because there's like no point in sending an email to your non-active non-buyers at all. But at least do this basic separation. If you're sending different emails to your buyers and different emails to your non-buyers, that is fine. But if you're sending one email to your whole email list, it's a blast or something. Divide, send the email to buyers only, and then duplicate the same emails for your non-buyers. What it does is, number one, it's gonna give you an overview how exactly the non-buyers are engaging with you. Because if you send an email to buyers, you can always expect them to make money for you. But if you're sending the same email to buyers and non-buyers in one simple campaign, you won't be able to understand what was the interaction level of a non-buyers with you. You need to have that, because ultimately your non-buyers need to be converted into buyers as well. And again, the second thing, if you don't clean out your email list, just exclude out those people like who were in the non-bias flow and they didn't like engage in any of the thing. And whenever you're sending a promotional campaign, it's always wise to exclude last 5 to 10 days buyers. It really depends on the audiences, but we had this brand where if we used to send the offer, the fourth or fifth day buyer, 5 days old buyers would say, "Hey, we bought this product 2 days ago, 3 days ago. Give us a refund on the basis of that discount." So you want to avoid that. and you want to avoid that experience. So always exclude 5 to 10 days buyers while sending a promotional campaign. The another thing, the another reason you need to do that is if your promotional campaign is going for like 4 to 5 days, with each and every campaign that you send, there are going to be some buyers converted. So you do not want to keep sending them emails again and again. And always, no matter what campaign you're sending, always exclude those people who are part of any flow. You do not want to disturb their journey. You just want to send it who have completed their journey in the flows. So here are some of our email designs, and you guys can see we basically designed them on the Figma, and there is a bonus as well as we are heading to the end of presentation. Now the last part of this presentation is the analysis. How exactly can you analyze the email as an individual? Now, obviously, there is like a framework on how to analyze or audit your whole email account, your existing email strategy, your flows and automations and everything. But we're not going to go into that today. Today, I'm going to just give you a basic analysis framework. So, an email can be judged on the basis of three things: open rate, click rate, revenue. Your open rate is directly connected to your subject line. Your click rate is directly connected to your copy design or offer. Your revenue directly depends on the performance of open rate or click rate. So in reality, subject line, copy, design, or offer. These four things are the main source and the most basic elements of your email strategy. For an every email strategy, there needs to be an email. An email is comprised of subject line, copy, design, and offer that is going to entice your reader. So if you're ever experiencing low performance in any email, you should be able to confirm that the problem in that email is either in the offer, copy, design, or subject line. And whichever part of that email is like low, you can A/B test it, optimize it, and hopefully solve the issue. Now, our copywriters and designers, they are basically they do an extremely good job. But in order to ensure the quality, we have built out two checklists. The first checklist is for the copywriters that our agency copywriters use when they're like writing the copy for the brands. The second checklist is used by our designers when they're designing the emails on Figma. I'm giving away the both of them here. These checklists were created basically by ourselves, the internal agency, and then there was another agency, and they recommended some changes and they showed us their checklist, and we adapted some part of ours and some part of theirs, and there were some other things as well. So yeah, does the copy align with the brief and include all the brief details? Yeah, so you guys can access it and you guys can read it. There are some things that are basically for the project manager, account manager, and for the review, but you guys can see the other things that are important as well. Do the headlines state the benefit or offer immediately? Is the copy structure following the template? We basically build out templates on the basis of what is working in that account. So for every account, the top performing emails become part of templates, and we use them again and again to ensure that the quality stays same. Can we remove any sentences that don't add value? Are the words simply used simple to understand? Is the copy consistent? So on and so forth. Does the design match the copy and brief? So on and so forth. You guys can access the PDF as well. And that is the end of presentation. I am sorry it took 1 hour. We have covered every single element. It as an e-commerce company, you will need to establish your brand through emails and make tons of money.
Zaid,
These are, yeah.
I did make some notes, some questions. Some questions did come in, but I think you covered actually all of them. The only
All
one
right.
that maybe I missed was somebody had a
Let me
question
see.
around. So obviously, list growth has an effect on your ability to be able to send messages. Because if you don't have a big list, you can't send more frequently in terms of campaigns. So they had a question on some just out of the box ideas on how to grow the list, on if you've had any success with certain things in terms of
Uh,
list. You're still sharing your screen, by the way.
so, okay. So yeah, can you like write down the question or comment
Yeah, so
in the
basically
chat?
what are some good ways to grow your list? Like to get subscribers on your email marketing list. For a new brand, it's hard, right? Because they don't
Yeah,
have subscribers. So you're starting this new brand, you want to start email, you put your flows into place, but you're not able to send campaigns because you don't only have 15 subscribers. So what
yeah.
are some ways effectively that you've seen that correlate with like strategies on traffic to grow email list if you've ever done anything like that?
So the most effective and the straightforward method to build out your email list is basically through ads. Yeah. Any other organic strategy that you apply in it usually is effective in B2B brands where organic methods work really well. But for an e-commerce brand or a D2C brand, if you need to grow your email list, it's really simple. Either you need to have your customers, which would obviously which would obviously come if you guys are like running ads etc. And even if you're not, you need to like run some sort of ads, get some sort of funnel basically where you can educate your audience. You can like give them an educational. It really depends on the product. Like this is a very general question, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
So the very general question, the answer to that would be basically to run ads. If you have traffic, you can like,
You
yeah,
could do like a free, like a free some type of free giveaway. You can do
yeah,
an
exactly. But
offer. You can do a like a lead magnet, giving away a depending on
yeah,
what the brand
exactly.
is. If the brand can
Yeah,
solve problems, lead magnet, something like that.
yeah, but again, it depends upon the type of product. If they have like specified it, so I can go in like detail what kind of lead
Yep.
magnet or offer that would work. But yeah, ultimately, it needs to be the most effective way. Even with like if you're doing organics, because we have seen many brands apply this strategy. We have seen brands at the from the zeros trying to apply the organic strategy. We have even seen brands with like 100,000 plus email
Mhm.
list try to get like organic strategy. So
Yep.
ultimately it wasn't like it didn't make the substantial difference. Ultimately they had to like revert to ads to get like increase your email list. So
Right.
yeah, 100 or we are talking about like it wouldn't be at the end of the day enough to get you the right level of results that you can expect or get from the paid channels when you're like running your lead magnet. So either you are running the lead paid ads or organic, you need to have a lead magnet of some sort.
Yep. Okay. Cool, man. Well, I appreciate the time. Thank you for putting this together. I think it'll be a really, really good, amazing reference point for people that are looking at starting their own email, like their own email marketing program for their brand or setting it up. It's kind of as a full guide walkthrough on that. So I appreciate it. And if anyone has a wants to get a hold of you, what's the best way for them to get in contact with you? They have questions or
They can reach out to me on Facebook. Let me, where should I give my Facebook profile?
if you want
Oh,
to just post it maybe in the thread on the live on
yeah,
Facebook. Just put it in there. Okay, cool, man. Well, I appreciate the time. Thank you very much.
yeah.
Learned a lot, and we will see you guys later next week. Thank you.
Have fun, guys. Thank you.